Okay, so you may be wondering why I'm following up the Ice Age review with a review of the Over the Hedge game. Well, I'm not. This is actually a Will There Be a video. In this episode, I would like to ask the question, will there ever be an Over the Hedge 2? Now, personally, when it comes to Over the Hedge, I consider it to be one of the most underrated movies from DreamWorks. One of the most underrated movies ever, period. Um, it has some very likable characters like RJ, played brilliantly by Bruce Willis. Vern, played by Gary Shandling. Rest in peace, Gary Shandling. Steve Carell, who does Hammy, who should be like the main marketing for these movies. Kind of like the Scrat of Over the Hedge. Or the minion of Over the Hedge. Hammy is such an iconic character. He's way better than Twitchy from Hoodwinked. So, as you know, DreamWorks recently got purchased by Universal, so they're under new leadership. So the original team that worked on the original Over the Hedge may not be there. Same problem with Shark Tale. But the good news is Over the Hedge did get a sequel of sorts. The game right here, which takes place brilliantly after the first movie, 1 year later, and it explains what happens after the events of the first movie. And even if we never got a sequel, that's pretty good that they actually gave us a sequel in game form. Right now, DreamWorks has a full schedule. They just finished How to Train Your Dragon 3 and Abominable. They've got 3 movies planned for the future, which are Trolls World Tour, which is, of course, the sequel to the 2016 hit Trolls. They've also got Cruise 2 coming out the same year. And next year, the dreaded Boss Baby 2, regardless of whether we ask for it or not. So, will we ever get an official sequel to Over the Hedge? It's hard to say. There are a few things hurting in Over the Hedge 2 from materializing. One, the cast that they got for the first movie, they would have to get back in the same room for the sequel. We're talking Bruce Willis, Steve Carell, Wanda Sykes, William Shatner, Thomas Hayden Church. Like a very expensive cast. And it's very possible that they don't want to return for a sequel. It could also be that they're way too busy right now. Like Bruce Willis is one of the most known actors in Hollywood. So he's probably filming a movie right now as we speak, possibly a Fast and Furious movie. So he's probably way too busy to return for a sequel. Another thing that's hurting in Over the Hedge 2 is DreamWorks only makes sequels to their most successful movies. Franchises that will bring them a lot of money in the long run. Ones that probably will do better than most movies they make. Like the Madagascar franchise. The first one made a lot of money and they left an opening for a sequel. And they made 2 other films out of it. Kung Fu Panda. First one was highly regarded as one of the best DreamWorks movies. And it got 2 sequels. Shrek, my favorite animated movie of all time, got 3 sequels, which made a lot of money. Shrek 2 almost made $1 billion. Over the Hedge was a modest success at best. It didn't really make as much money as Open Season, and people don't think of it as one of DreamWorks' best. So DreamWorks doesn't expect it to be profitable in the long run, which makes it more difficult for a follow-up to happen. And especially considering Universal, one of the most greedy companies in the movie industry, they would only want DreamWorks to make sequels that will give them money. And an Over the Hedge 2 would probably not make them as much money as they want. So, will there be an Over the Hedge 2? Honestly, I think the answer is no. It's It's been 13 years since they made the first one, and none of the cast think fondly of it. I don't think they would want to return for a sequel. DreamWorks doesn't seem that interested in returning to the world of Over the Hedge, and they've already got 3 more movies that they're already working on. Plus, it wouldn't be the same without Gary Shandling. But hey, at least we'll always have the game. Let me know what's your thoughts. Do you want an Over the Hedge 2? Do you like Over the Hedge, or are you with the majority? Do you agree with Inside Out Fan 2001 that it's one of the worst DreamWorks movies? I would like to know your thoughts. Let me know down in the comments below. Let me know what your favorite DreamWorks movie is. I'll see you guys later. See ya.